If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. Hi, everybody who is tuning in live potentially or on the replay. My name is Tanya Candy. I am an RN and I am a health coach. Today is December 26th and we are on a full moon. It is the cold moon, and I got to tell you, that did not disappoint. It is a cold moon indeed. I am coming to you live from South Dakota. I'm at my sister's house. This group coaching is going to be kind of personal, I guess, in a sense. All my lives and everything I do is personal. Uh, I thought about, just canceling today. But I want to stay on track. I want to stay committed. We experienced a really unexpected loss in my family on Saturday. My brother-in-law, who's 49 years old, my sister's husband, passed away of natural causes, what seemed to be a heart attack. So I'm here with them in South Dakota. So this is my raw, crying off and on 4 days. Coming to you. What I had originally planned for this live was really to reflect on the end of the year, on mindset, on priorities, on recommitting to whatever you're doing. And in honor of my brother-in-law, his name was Sonny. He was the kind of guy that lived every day like it could potentially be the last. He kept track of the kids. He checked in with the neighbors, and um kind of tried not to leave things unsaid. Well, and this was this version of him. He was the kind of guy that had overcome so many things and been through so many changes. Just like the majority of us in our adult life, we're always trying to grow to a better place, to mature, to evolve. And he was a shining example of keep going, keep growing, keep learning in all things that you do, and to be diligent, to stay on track. And I struggle with that personally. Even as my health walk, I say frequently I'm the hypocritical health coach, because every day I fail myself in my mission on some level, whether it's with gluten or with sugar or with just, I get sick of taking my supplements too. Like, we're all human. We all struggle with these things. So, um, he shouldn't have had a heart attack, right? Um, he was doing better. He had been cleaning things up and going in spurts, and that's just all. He wasn't doing it all wrong, he wasn't doing it all right, just like me, just like you. But the main takeaway is that we have to try our best to honor our bodies, and we have to try our best to seek health, to do things healthy and honor the Lord in all the things that we do. And I have been beating myself up for months because I've been off track. I've been eating dairy, I've been eating gluten and considering myself in maintenance, and it's so easy. You just those little old habits, they come back in. They come back in. So it's just, whenever something happens to us like this, an unexpected tragedy, it always makes us take account of where we're at in life and what we're thankful for and what we need to get back on track and fix, not leave undone, whether it's friendships, your business, your emotions, and finding that dream. What is your dream? And you want to have the health that you need in order to do that and to do that dream. So still at the end of the year, we have to work on our mindsets. That self-discipline. I need to be better. I like to it's a Torah, it's Bible study, it's every week there's a portion in the Torah. It's a schedule. And I everything in me knows I need to do daily devotions, and yet I don't do it. Everything in me knows I need to not eat sugar if I want my body to have what it needs to have healthy cells, to have lower inflammation. So, and I know if you're out there, if you're listening, if you're interested in my help or my products, everything in the world, prices are inflated. My stuff is expensive. I get that. I do. But the little thing that you can do, that we can all afford to do, get some exercise, get some movement, get in your devotional, do some prayer time. It's free. And I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me. I've got to do it better. And I'm sharing with you to help to keep me accountable. I get so wrapped up in my business. I love it so much. I love my business, and it's on my head, it's on my mind. My clients are on my heart. They're in my prayers. But I keep putting my business before my devotion time. It's to me, it's all together. It's kind of all the same thing, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, and I know it's not. So just to stay on track and to put those things first, and the rest of it comes into line. But like I was saying, all the supplement stuff, all that parasite cleanse, Cellcore, it is all super expensive. But the root cause of sickness and disease is low vibrational energy. If your body, if you think you have parasites, if you do have parasites, the only way those parasites can stay in your body, the thing that makes you a good host, is because your energy is too low. You're vibrating too low. How do you bring up your vibration? Prayer, worship, dancing is the best way. More time outside, get your feet in the earth, get your snow shovel in the dirt, those things. That is the best way. Get sun, get your eyes on the morning sun and the sun going down. Fresh air, bring up your vibration. The next best thing, you gotta get your vibration up, is to get preserved food out of your life. Like, a lot of when I do a client intake and I ask people if they eat processed food. And a lot of people say, they check the box, no, they don't eat processed food. And they think they don't because they don't eat microwave TV dinners. But processed food is anything you're buying with a food label on the back that was processed. It was in somebody else's hands. So the more ingredients on the back of it, the more processed it is. So speaking to the choir, I am speaking to myself, preaching to myself. Even I eat classier junk food, but it's still junk food. It's still processed food. And we just straight overeating. So fasting, just less food and less processed food. Um, Parasites don't like to live in bodies that live on food with vibration. Food with vibration is real food. And I know some of it's going to be a GMO thing. It just is. Where we live, we can't get away from it. But still real food. Think real food, okay? Even if you just have to eat raw food, because okay, we're all busy and it's all a hassle, and but stop using your microwave. Like, then if you have real food and you microwave it, you just took the frequency out of it. You took the life out of it. So you've got to find vibration. Increase your vibration. Another absolutely the best, the most amazing way to do that is prayer and worship. Vibration goes out. Um, I have had my own. If you want to read some of my parasite spiritual story, go on my YouTube, and I think it's under like personal testimony or something like that. For me, and being here in South Dakota on the reservation with my very, very spiritually in tuned Yahweh serving family, those vibrations, no matter what your culture is, it's real. This vibrations, the spirit realm is real. And that, listen to my story about when I started passing parasites and I could feel the realm of death leaving me, because those parasites are not from the creator, they're not from the Lord. And how do they get there? Right? How do they get there? You have to be really vibrationally low, maybe exposed to some other stuff. Maybe it was in food. Maybe it was, you I'm not going to go crazy or go too deep on this, but, maybe it was bioweapon, whatever. To fight the good fight, do it on a budget, start praying, start worshiping, start dancing, start blowing your shofar. The breath of life. So I can't see when I do this like this. If anybody's commenting, I can't see it. There are a few people who have been on live watching, and I really appreciate that. You can try commenting, but I'm doing this on my phone. I have a hard enough time maneuvering, managing in this when I'm on my laptop. So on my phone, I really can't tell. But if you are commenting, I'll take the time to go back and look. And I appreciate you being there, whoever you are. Hi, it's amazing. Maybe you know me. Maybe you know my brother-in-law. Maybe you know my sister. But set your sights. Set your sights on the future. The next year is coming. And we're sitting here, they're trying to make some big decisions about services and when what should you do. And now the weather just it was gorgeous, and it tanked. It's blizzarding, it's kind of shutting things down, and they're trying to decide if for them, they're not funeral people, but then there's then there's then there's your friends and neighbors and everybody else who loved who you loved, and you don't even know who they are. And we all see each other's faults, we all see each other's walks, we all see the growth, the stumbling blocks and all these things. So they're amazing people, and whatever they do for a service is going to be so not not normal. It's not going to be in a building, it's not going to be with a viewing, it's not going to be what our culture, our fair skin culture sees, in these services. But it's going to be amazing for anybody who is in that vibrational area, even anybody who is quantumly entangled with them. It's a sad time but it's the coolest story. I can't wait until they publicly share their story. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yahweh is who we in my family, in my tribe, call Yahweh. Yahweh is the breath of life. We're Christian in a sense of religion goes. We're Saturday observant. Um, Sunny, my sister, my parents, my it's amazing. And like I say, the growth in one person's life, we all reflect, and as the year closes, we tend to be that way anyway, very reflectful. Good reminder that in order to love yourself, in order to love the Lord, we have to love ourselves in a different way, and we have to see our relationship with food, what we breathe, what we put in our mouths, we have to see that all as self-love, and my other sister that is from Missouri and her family are here, and they're amazing, like, amazing. They have they eat clean, they live clean, no matter where they're at, they stay clean and true to themselves out of reverence for Yahweh, but out of self love. They love themselves too much to eat garbage. So I'm still praying. I'm asking for the Lord to fill my heart with more love for him and more love for myself, so I don't keep going around the same mountain, letting the same bad habits in, letting gluten back in because I feel good and I don't feel the immediate effects of it. There's no rash, there's no this, there's no that. So you just let it in a little bit at a time, a little bit. And it's because I don't love myself enough to say no. I don't have enough self discipline to say no, but I know better. I know better, but I'm not taking it seriously. It's not quite deep enough. We just have to know that bad oils, vegetable oils, are the worst, and inflammation, and sugar and sugar and sugar, and then our genetics, for like my brother-in-law, his gene pool was against him. His gene pool was really against him. And he was doing better, cleaning up his diet and spiritually so sound. He had made peace with bloodlines, and it was amazing, in such a solid place. And a lot of people don't get that chance. They don't get that chance to clean up those things. So be reflective of your person, and start little. Start living with more self-love. If it's alcohol in your life, that's your hang up, it's gotta go. There's nothing good in it. Even if it's casual. Me too, speaking to me, I'll still have a drink. It's gotta go. It's not good for anybody's liver. I don't have a addiction. I have to have it. I'm one of those people that can have a drink, and it's not my burden. But it's also a bad witness. And it's not good for my liver. It doesn't matter. Any level of alcohol, everything, your liver stops processing everything else so it can worry about that thing. So like if you go out to supper and you have some oil, french fries and bad oil, which from what I hear, it can take your body up to 2 years to process a bad oil, like whatever your McDonald's is fried in. And then you have some bad oil, some fries, and you have a drink, which I did last week, and I know better. I know better. I'm burdening my body, and I'm asking my body to be whole and healed, and then I'm throwing garbage at it, right? So, anyway, you go out and you have a cocktail and some french fries, and we have no idea how hard that is on our bodies, and all of the exposure and all of the junk. It's a wonder any of us are in one piece, or any of us are healthy. And then, your neighbor gets cancer, your brother-in-law has a heart attack, and everybody scratches their head and they want to blame it on Yahweh, or they want to get mad, or they want to, that what I'm saying, those processing those feelings, instead of owning it, instead of saying, with every little bad food choice I make, I'm one step closer to leaving my family behind. It is that real, and we can do it all right. We can do it all right and live the cleanest life, and we still don't get to choose. Our It's all still written. We still are not the author of it, but we have to be responsible for it. We have to we have to say, I have to own this body and what I make of it. You know what I mean? So, I didn't think that this would get this long, and I hope it didn't sound preachy, 'cause I'm all talking to me. I'm just talking to me. And I hope, I love my business, and I love helping, educate. I love my supplements. I love my lines, and I'll use my supplements as a crutch, because, I know when I've got Cellcore, I've got good binders, and if I go out to eat, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'll just take some biotoxin binder, I'll help my body out. And it's just a crutch. It's an excuse to do what I want, because then I'm trying to balance it out. And I got to get that out of my head. I got to get that out of my head. But then I don't want to get in fear. Like I know some practitioners, people in that health space, that they go so far that they're in fear, like they won't drink tap water. Yeah, it could totally have an amoeba in it. It could have a parasite in it, right? But let's live in faith. I'm not going to be in fear of tap water. You know what I mean? But in the places that I can do better, rather than just totally being rebellious because my taste buds want it, that part of me it's got to die. It's got to die. And not because french fries are going to kill me, because my lack of self-discipline is ungodly. Period. So, is it about the food, or is it about me? Is it about the food, or is it about you? We me, you, the generalized population, the lack of self-discipline, I mean, it's nauseating. When I think about self-discipline, I think about my son, and he was a wrestler. And oh man, discipline, the discipline over their taste buds, the discipline to work out on barely any sustainable caloric energy, and then he would have a couple of chocolates on his dresser for 4 months, for 4 months, starving every day, and save those chocolates for after the state tournament. Oh, be still my heart. I don't know. This child did not inherit this discipline from me. It was That's a gift. Such a gift. We need to work on our self-control, on our self-discipline, whether it's in our finances, in our spending, the changes in our world. We all have to buckle down and get smart, and keep your eyes and your ears open for what Yahweh has for you, for your personal world. We all, I always say, we're like little Tasmanian devils, each and every one of us. My world, my absolute world, does revolve around me. Not the world, but my world. My world revolves around me. And I have to be it is an illusion that I control even my little world, let alone the world or my family's world, you know? And then each of us has our own little Tasmanian devils. We're just bouncing into each other. You know, if they're your family, you might be spinning in that same world. But when the world is out of control and we can't control that and our the worries are too big. What's coming is too big. Is it a financial crisis? Is it, you know, whatever it is. Those worries are way out here. They're too big. So when we start to get back to what we can control, what goes in our mouth, the quality of our food, our thoughts, our prayer life, you find peace. You find peace because your world is spinning on the right axis, whether the world is or not. If your world is spinning in peace, I just don't like anything to steal my peace. And we all we all here in this situation could be a mess. And there's nothing but peace here. There's nothing but peace. And what a gift. That's what I want to leave behind. Wherever you're at, whatever is stealing your peace, you've got to prune it, my friend. You have got to prune it. And pruning hurts. Pruning hurts too. But whatever's in your life that is stealing your peace, whatever you're most afraid of to let go, the what ifs, oh, search your heart. Search your heart at the end of the year and get back to some exercise, some real food, and some prayer time, and you're you will bloom next year. You'll bloom. So there's still a few people out there. I'm not sure. Thank you. I do see some comments. Hi, Susan. Dixie, Connie. Hi, Connie. Oh, you're on my heart too. I'm sure you're feeling this times 10 with your dad. I hope things are going well. And yeah, and when her dad is sick and you know he's had a chance to decide if he wants to fight, how he wants to fight, you know, or if he's just got peace packing his bags. It's nobody can decide this for us. Nobody can settle these heart issues for us, but even our emotions, everything's so tied into our health. And we talk about releasing, you know, stored emotions, and that's, I mean, nobody can tell you how to do that. Nobody can tell you how to do these things energetically. You know, my quest machine, we can do some energy, we can do some imprints, we can try to help you start the process of releasing, but it's not magic. You know, the energy can help your body, help your cells, but we still have to do the heavy lifting. We still have to do the mental work, the heart work, you know, and all that stuff. There's no magic to it. It's all a lot of work. Unlearning what we've learned, that programming, and having an open mind to maybe a new revelation on the spiritual side. And it's hard to be when you go through big changes in your belief system because you feel like you're dishonoring your family or what was once taught to you. So people can feel really disloyal in those changes. Even sometimes when you start to clean up your diet and you know, and everybody brings cookies to celebrate things. Everything's cookies and sugar. And then, you know, if you tell grandma, thank you, just say thank you and take the cookies. She doesn't have to know you're going to throw them in the garbage, right? You don't, grandma's not trying to hurt you with sugar. She's trying to love you. She doesn't know, you know, so no, everybody's trying to do good. But it's just those things in our culture, how things got saturated and that I don't know, it's just hard. It's hard, but the whites, the sugar, the white flour, the bleached, you know, all the all those things, and we're so emotionally attached to our traditions, to our palate, to what we find comfort in, and it's hard. And it's hard because when you start making these changes, you know, if you're making them and your spouse isn't ready, or if you're making them and your children aren't ready, and it can be really traumatic. It can be really hard, but just work together as a family unit and do it in health, you know, do it seeking better, you know, and if you're the one in charge of the groceries, just subtly stop bringing it into the house, or and they'll complain, they'll wander around and they'll be like, ah, there's nothing to eat in this house. And but there'll be some transition, you know, it'll work out. Start with making healthier junk food choices, you know, get gluten-free cookies or whatever. You don't have to jump off the deep end, just start doing something. Just start eating more fruit, start eating more vegetables, and just subtly, you don't have to go crazy, you know. Start with a walk. Start Yeah. I'll get off here. I'm done. Thanks again everybody for watching, and it's the full moon, it's the cold moon, and I will see you next new moon. If you are on my client list, I am right now, I just cleared 2 days, 2 days at a time, because I don't know for sure what's gonna go on here, but I might be getting back to you to make some more schedule changes, and I thank you in advance for giving me the grace to in the space to do that. And now I might be snowed in here, so there's that. But you know, being snowed in with family that I haven't seen for a while, that's all right. We're all right with that. Thank you, and God bless you. I hope the new year finds you with new life, new vigor, and new self discipline.